There are several ways that I think the first is basically unpacking the abstracts and humanizing the environment. That means instead of focus so much on the guys who do the documentaries, including the National Geographic and all that, do this quite well. But as you might understand, they have these big budgets and can be, they have the time to spend and the money as well to spend. But for media organizations, yes, that's important. That's a very, very good place to start. Then the other one is going episodic rather than thematic in our journalism. Because a lot of the times what is happening is this discouraging short-term reporting of affairs. And like I said earlier when I was talking, I don't think that science reporting can be thematic. You just go there, one piece, you work on it, and then you run away. You need to have this sustained, deliberate effort to tell the story in a way that people understand. And that means adopting long-term projects and often including the wider context of the interconnectedness of environmental issues with communities, with nations. I started, where in this conversation we'll be talking about regional issues. But then, everything that happens, there is an ecological interconnectedness. So there is a global impact. So once we start doing that and we make these connections, people will understand what this means for them. Those local connections. And that means practicing the journalistic and what this means. The local events, such as the guy from Kilimanjaro was asking, such as deforestation and foresting and poaching, to the wider issues of human existence, including food, shelter, health, poverty, and such. You see, once you connect these dots, once you tell me that if I cut down a tree, I will go hungry tomorrow, and you show me how, as a journalist, as a farmer, as a shopkeeper, then I'm able to understand and see why this is important to me and why sustainable whether agricultural practices or any other economic practices make sense. Then I think the last one for me on this is that, and this is a challenge to my co-editors in this forum and this panel. I think there is a growing shift to evidence-based approach to journalism. Evidence-based as people are becoming more aware and critical of theories and the assessments of issues that are thrust to them. So there is a shift really in environmental journalism from media-led activities towards source-driven reporting of science. And source-driven means I am not going to sit down and just pour over documents, see what people have said, and then sit down to do a story. We need to have evidence in the things that we say. We need to show people, not just tell them. So the reporter has to go out there for external observation, okay? And let science speak for itself. Science speaking for itself here will be, for instance, Dorothy talked about Lake Victoria. Science there would be showing people how Lake Victoria looks like now, what it smells like, what are the people around there going through, and then make connections with the communal connections, so that if the fisherman there says, my catch of fish annually has gone down by this many tons, then we can make these connections about pollution, the general biodiversity of the lake, the practices, whether agricultural, economic, or otherwise, or manufacturing around the lake, and what that means for the ecological sustainability of the lake, because everything really is connected. So in general terms, that's what I think needs to happen.